Hello, it's crime time, and today's crime is about a 12-year-old girl named Asunta, who was adopted by her parents Rosario and Alfonso, who adopted her from China, making her the first Chinese adoption in Santiago. Asunta was born during China's one-child policy. Many families preferred boys, so many baby girls like Asunta were given up for adoption. Rosario and Alfonso adopted her when she was a baby. There were questions about why they chose to adopt a baby from China. Alfonso said they just wanted a healthy baby and that gender didn't matter. But later, it seemed like Asunta's gender might have been a reason for her tragic death at 12 years old. Netflix's new investigative thriller, The Asunta Case, an adaptation of the incident, has just dropped on the streaming platform. It's all about one of Spain's most shocking true crimes. They chose to adopt from China because they were almost guaranteed to get a girl. The inappropriate pictures of Asunta support the fact that the father wanted a girl on his laptop. Alfonso had inappropriate videos specific to Asian girls, indicating he specifically wanted a young Asian girl. Initially, everything went well after Asunta was adopted. The family lived in Santiago, where both parents had good jobs and Asunta thrived. She had many hobbies and talents, including dancing and playing musical instruments and art. Asunta was also very smart and skipped a grade in school. Rosario and Alfonso met in 1990 and got married in 1996. They tried to have a baby but faced difficulties. In 2000, they adopted Asunta, which brought them great joy. During the summer of 2013, Rosario and Alfonso faced serious challenges in their marriage. First, Rosario's mother passed away, and 7 months later, her father also passed away. Rosario was a highly intelligent and accomplished person, but she struggled with mental health issues. When people talk about Rosario and her role in her daughter's murder, she's often labeled as narcissistic. This conclusion comes from her history of attempted suicides, which some see as selfish acts. This misunderstanding of mental illness seems to have influenced people's judgment of Rosario. While she did participate in the murder of her daughter, understanding her mental health is crucial. After her parents' death, Rosario experienced what was referred to as a nervous breakdown, but could be seen as a major depressive episode. She was hospitalized and prescribed lorazepam, a medication that would later play a significant role in Asunta's murder. Rosario's parents had recently passed away, leaving her feeling very sad. To find comfort, she started a relationship outside of her marriage, which her husband found out about by checking her emails. This discovery caused them to separate. Alfonso moved into an apartment near their family home, where Rosario and their daughter Asunta lived. In September, Asunta spent most of her time with her grandparents and returned to school. However, a few weeks after starting school, on September 1, 2013, at 10:17 p.m., Asunta's grandparents called the police to say she was missing. The police talked to Rosario, who said that at 7 p.m., Asunta had been at home in Santiago doing her homework. Rosario had left Asunta alone at home while she drove about 20 minutes to their country home to get some swimsuits. Rosario said she got back to Santiago at 9:30 p.m. and found Asunta missing. She called Alfonso right away and started asking others for help, though only she and Alfonso knew where Asunta was. At first, the police believed Rosario's story and began investigating. But things changed when they watched CCTV footage. It showed Rosario leaving Santiago around the time she said she was going to their vacation home, but there was something important in the video. Asunta was with her in the car. This didn't match Rosario's claim that she had left Asunta alone at home. More CCTV footage revealed more details. Asunta was seen walking past a bank around 2 p.m., heading to her father's apartment. At 5:28 p.m., Rosario was seen walking to their family home, confirming they were both there. At 6:20 p.m., CCTV caught Rosario driving with Asunta in the passenger seat, going towards their vacation home. The vacation home owned by the family had a security system that was deactivated at 6:35 p.m. Later that evening, around 7:30 p.m., Rosario's cell phone connected to the internet at the vacation home. A particularly suspicious email emerged when both Rosario and Alfonso's cell phones were turned off simultaneously for about an hour. This occurred shortly after 7:30 p.m., during the time frame when Asunta went missing. The synchronized shutdown and restart of their phones raised red flags for the police. During questioning, Rosario was confronted with the CCTV evidence. She initially claimed she had left Asunta at her home to do her homework, but when presented with the evidence, she changed her story. Rosario explained that Asunta had decided to come along despite being told to stay home for her studies. Further inconsistencies surfaced during the investigation. Rosario claimed to have driven to a store without making any purchase and then to a gas station where she didn't get gas because she didn't have a discount card. As the police investigated further, they found that Rosario had been making many stops without completing any transactions, which made them suspicious about what she was doing. Her inconsistent explanations also raised their doubts. In a surprising turn, Asunta's parents told the police that someone had broken into their home around July 4th or 5th. They said this person had gone into Asunta's room and tried to suffocate her, but they scared her off and didn't tell the police. Rosario said they didn't want Asunta to have to talk about the scary experience. But this new information made the police doubt their story even more, especially because of the strange circumstances and how similar it was to Asunta's death by suffocation. Asunta's body was found just 10 days before her 13th birthday, near their vacation home. These events made the police more suspicious of Asunta's parents, especially Rosario, whose actions and explanations seemed harder to believe. The cause of Asunta's death was determined to be suffocation, but the discovery of an unusually high dose of lorazepam in her body, equivalent to 23 pills, added a disturbing dimension to the investigation. Lorazepam, a strong sedative not typically prescribed to children, was a medication prescribed to Rosario and not Asunta. As the police went deeper into their investigation, they conducted interviews with family and friends to understand the family dynamics better. They learned that Asunta had told people she was given a white powder for her allergies. However, her doctor confirmed that she had no allergies and had never been prescribed any medication for allergies. Further inquiries at Asunta's school revealed that her father, Alfonso, had brought her to school on several occasions. Teachers and administrators described Asunta as extremely sedated during those times, almost falling asleep, having difficulty walking, and appearing very lethargic. These observations raised serious concerns about Asunta's well-being and the circumstances leading to her death. The investigation took a disturbing turn when the police discovered that on every occasion Asunta arrived at school in a heavily sedated and lethargic state, she had been accompanied by her father. Cross-referencing these dates with pharmacy records revealed that on each of these days, Alfonso had picked up large quantities of lorazepam, about 150 pills per visit. Concerns were raised about the regulations around lorazepam prescriptions in Spain in 2013. As it appeared that such large quantities were being obtained regularly. The coroner's examination further revealed that Asunta had high levels of lorazepam in her system, consistent with prolonged drugging over several months prior to her death. Hair analysis confirms the continuous administration of the drug. These findings strongly indicated that Asunta had been drugged, likely by her father, using the medication he regularly obtained. The possibility that her mother, Rosario, might also have been involved was being considered as part of the ongoing investigation. During the investigation, the police decided to search Alfonso's apartment. Initially, they took extensive photographs of the premises. Upon returning a few days later for a more thorough search, they noticed that Alfonso's laptop bag was missing, along with the laptop itself. Suspicious of this, the police confronted Alfonso and demanded that he produce the laptop for inspection. Reluctantly, Alfonso handed over the laptop to the police. However, it was discovered that he had removed the hard drive before handing it over. Despite this attempt to conceal evidence, the laptop yielded disturbing content. Among the files found were numerous unsettling pictures of Asunta. She appeared to be either asleep or unconscious, tightly wrapped in a blanket. The manner in which she was wrapped was reminiscent of swaddling, often used to soothe babies. But Asunta was a 12-year-old girl, and it was not just the swaddling pictures. They were very disturbing pictures where Asunta was seen wearing some explicit dresses, which kids of her age don't usually wear. When questioned about the suggestive pictures of Asunta, her mother explained that Asunta was excited about her recital and wanted to have her picture taken when she got home. However, suspicions arose regarding the parents' awareness of Asunta's situation. Some evidence pointed towards the parents' involvement. Asunta was last seen with them. They had been drugging her, and twine was found near her body, suggesting she had been tied up before her death. During a search of the vacation home, police found orange twine similar to that found near Asunta's body. Rosario, not yet a suspect at the time, asked to use the washroom but was caught by an officer picking orange twine out of a bedroom garbage. Though police couldn't conclusively link it to the twine from the crime scene, the circumstances strongly suggested a connection. Rosario was initially arrested, followed later by Alfonso. The police placed them in adjacent cells with a thin wall, allowing them to speak to each other. This was done to observe their interactions and gather potential evidence from their conversations. Both Rosario and Alfonso were arrested and placed in adjacent cells during the investigation. Alfonso tried to prevent any conversation between them, aware that the police were listening. At one point, Rosario broke the silence and blamed Alfonso's perverted fantasies for their situation, implying that these fantasies led to Asunta's murder. They were both convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment, which in Spain at the time meant 18 years due to legal provisions. They attempted to appeal their sentences in 2017, but were unsuccessful. On December 18, 2020, Rosario was found deceased in her cell, having taken her own life. Alfonso remains in prison. In the Netflix show on this case, it turned out that there was contamination during the testing of the clothing Asunta was wearing. Initially, they suspected there was semen on her shirt, but it was later discovered to be cross-contamination during DNA testing. Ultimately, this discovery didn't impact the case significantly, but it raised questions about the lab procedures. Despite this, DNA evidence wasn't crucial in determining who killed Asunta. If you enjoyed this video, you might want to check this one out.